think this day 10 is going to be very short. I just want to say a couple of things on explaining and how it's not good. How we should practice not explaining ourselves to anyone. And obviously, I don't mean if you are, like, criminal law or something, you've done something wrong in the eyes of the society and the law, broke the law basically, then fair enough. But like among friends, family, relationships, any personal kind of intimate relationship, or personal. And why is that? Partly is because language is just not good for that. Language is essentially something, it's like a reductive form of meaning giving for ease of understanding among many, many billions of unique individuals. So how we can't have all our own individual language, because then we definitely wouldn't understand each other. And we need to understand each other on a surface level so that we function as a whole. But when you want to get deeper down and deeper with someone, then language fails. And although, I don't know if you experienced this, but it would seem to begin with, that you actually like understand each other. And then like sharing your inner feelings and inner states and whatever, just yourself on that deeper level. And the other person, is so understands, and you feel like they get you, they think that they get you, they say the right things. But then just watch closely, and not as a way of testing anyone, just as a way of just observing, right? Just watch, observe how in action they show you, or rather how they exhibit, or how this actually shows up in their behavior. Do you actually have evidence that they understood you and they got you? And like I say, this sounds all the criminal language again, like a law or police or whatever. I don't mean it like that at all. It literally is, for me, it's a matter of either minutes or days for me to like be slapped in the face by the gap of understanding that I thought by now I'm a pro in this. I don't expect any of it, but for decades I was like, I would be, oh, I thought they understood. I thought I could just see, and sometimes it would be big and serious and important, but most of the time it's just, little things. But it's always bugged me. It's like there is this sense that, they really thought they understood me, or they thought they understood something. They certainly understood something, but definitely never what I meant to communicate. And this is beyond the jokey moment. Oh, well, I don't understand you. Oh, yeah, you talk like that. It's just the most concise, the most clear speaking person, this will happen to them from all the very close up observations that I have conducted for like I say, 5 decades, well, maybe 4 decades of my life. And so back to explaining and why it's not great is because so apart from the reason I just described, the language is just can't do it basically. There are no words that can so intricately describe the uniqueness of your experience. When you say, happy, beautiful, calm, soothing, the actual experience of that, the nuances, all the permutations and variations that word has, are uniquely combined in your signature, like what that word means for you and how you feel it. But that you didn't convey with a word. It's just the whole energetic complexity that you carry within that word for you is incommunicable. You can't communicate it. And as for explaining, it's similar, but it's kind of wanted to just use this kind of example that the word, the meaning of the word, the etymology, it means basically to flatten something. So the moment you want to, and yes, that's why we explain it. So we want to make ourselves simple and clean and clear to someone else, but we are none of these things. We're not clean, not clear, not simple. I mean, not clean, sorry, that's not the best word. We're not simple, basically. And yet we want to simplify ourselves. And in doing so, we can do a job, but it's like we are so reducing ourselves to something that it's such a far smaller version of who we are, that it just does us injustice. And the third piece about explaining is that implied justify yourself, prove something to me. It's that kind of judgment, criticism, evaluation, treating each other as some kind of commodity almost, or something that has extrinsic value. So unless verified externally by you, who I'm explaining myself to, I don't have value. So that's what I mean. But I do, one does, we all do intrinsically. And yet we are just hell-bent to explain to each other and prove to each other that we are, and then fill in the blank. I said 5 minutes, yay.